What's up everyone? I have a 5 Bird of Paradise victory for you today. It's one of the more satisfying 5 of a kinds that you can do in the golden pack, and also I had not had any time to play Super Auto Pets in a little bit, so we're digging this from the backlog, and I believe it's from November 2023. So it's like basically half a year old, which is kinda crazy to think about. But even despite all of that, I don't believe the golden pack meta has changed all that much, so I think it's still relevant today even. So let's hop into it. We are still winning on turn 1, so that is pretty nice to see. With 5 of a kind Bird of Paradise you can actually go pretty late because scaling is what is most important in the golden pack meta. So if you get decent scaling, I think you can win even in the 20s when it comes to the rounds. But the first challenge of the run is just going to be to survive until that point. And we are doing that by using a lizard plus a guinea fowl. And I think we will have a pretty decent shot of not losing any hearts in the early game. Especially with the lizard, because that is a super tempo pet, and the extra copy of the guinea fowl is going to help us a lot as well. We are going to hopefully get another one next turn and we can level up into some sort of scaling in the manatee or sea lion. That is usually how the runs go in the golden pack. You just hope for scaling and then you can hopefully transition into something a little bit stronger. For now we are losing, however, which is unfortunate, but it is our only first heart lost, and we do level up very nicely into a sea lion plus a weasel in the shop as well. We managed to hit the 50-50 there. The opossum did manage to buff the weasel as opposed to the osprey, and now we have a very decent setup. The sea lion is going to buff the HP of the guinea fowl, and because it is level 2 it's going to generate massive amounts of trumpets. Here we did get a little bit screwed, however, by the guinea fowl dying in only a single hit, but it was still a draw, so I think we're still doing pretty well. We can either start up here or just preserve the avocado for next turn, so that's what we will do. And yeah, the setup looking superb. Unfortunately, once again we'll be kind of screwed by getting weakened on the guinea fowl, but it's okay because we still managed to get double hits in. And I believe that was against Wombat, by the way, who is very good at the golden pack and especially good in the star pack, so I was kinda happy to get a win on him there. We're getting another sea lion onto the team. Now we get double the HP scaling, and for the guinea fowl that is going to be especially important. This team that the opponent has does counter us a little bit, but we will only end up drawing. It's not a loss, so we're very happy with that. And yeah, now we will start preserving gold and finding level ups for the next turn, because we're going to be hoping to scale into the Bird of Paradise. Or not scale, rather level up into the Bird of Paradise. And we do thankfully have double level ups in the sea lion and the weasel, so we should be okay. We have a decent chance to find at least one Bird of Paradise, I think. Here we are going to lose, obviously, because they have 12 trumpets and they also have a massive muskox in the back, but we still have 3 hearts, which is extremely good for the golden pack. You usually expect to have less hearts than this. First level up is kind of meaningless, but at least the second level up of the game results in the Bird of Paradise. I think at this point I was even considering going for like 5 of a kind silver fox, because we have double scaling plus a weasel on the team, and especially now with a level 2 Bird of Paradise, that is extremely good. We also find an oyster from the level ups, which is going to be super useful for triggering the Bird of Paradise's ability next turn. But for now we're hopping into battle once again, and the mat is going to be a little bit unfortunate for us at first, but then very quickly it turns beneficial for us and we're going to end up win again. So yeah, I think we're doing especially well because of this level 2 bop that we have only found on turn 9. You usually don't expect to find it this early, obviously. And we also pick up a silver fox. So if the weasel faints and the silver fox manages to attack at least once every single battle, we have 3 gold guaranteed every single turn. Maybe even more if we buy avocados and the silver fox gets to attack more than usual. But yeah, you can see this in action. We get another win, another 3 gold, and because we bought 2 avocados last turn, I believe, we are at 19. And now that it is turn 11, we can start scaling, or not scaling, but rather finding the birds of paradise that we need. I was thinking about selling the sea lion because it has the lowest amounts of stats, but I just ended up selling the guinea fowl instead, even though it is the strongest unit that we had. It's really good to usually have a slot open when you're running a bird of paradise, so you can buy, sell stuff like a stoat or a oyster. By selling stoats also gives you the opportunity to hopefully find more birds of paradise, so you can level up the pre-existing birds of paradise, or instead you can also go for the 5 of a kind like we are going to do in this run. Here, even though we get egged and we get 15 extra HP because of it, they just have one massive unit and that ends up destroying us, which is super unfortunate. And yeah, this is the strength of the golden pack, like you just focus on getting one big unit and then the rest is history. This is why the minimalist builds work so well too in the golden pack. And we get actually very lucky here. Instead of me going for the 5 of a kind, I ended up scaling up to a level 3 bird of paradise, and we even find another one. So all the other birds of paradise that we're going to buy in the future are going to be super useful to us. I don't know why I skipped that one in the shop though. Maybe I was hoping to see more silver foxes because I was going for another 5 of a kind. That would be my best guess. Whatever the case though, I am sure we will pivot into the correct idea eventually. And yeah, getting multiple birds of paradise from multiple stoats really helps solidify that decision, and even finding another bird of paradise in the shop. So now I think I have made up my mind going for the 5 of a kind bird of paradise. And yeah, we will be getting crazy amounts of stats every single turn, especially if the silver fox gets to attack multiple times, which with 40 HP plus a pita bread, I think it's almost guaranteed that it will. Here it will attack more than 3 times, so that is 3 gold secured. All that's left for us is to hopefully feign the weasel, which thankfully, or not thankfully, sadly it was too difficult for us to achieve. But we are going to start looking for the rest of the birds of paradise now. We have lots of time remaining, we are only on 6 trophies. Maybe we buy sell the weasel here just to cycle the oyster. Very important to check the triggers on the birds of paradise, by the way, because you don't want to be buying an oyster that will absorb the buffs. So you just try to buy it on an interval that it won't trigger the ability. And now you can see our team is actually pretty good. Even though we sold basically 50-50 weasel, we are doing pretty well for ourselves still. With the 4 pita breads and the abundance of HP, such a snipe team like our opponents is not going to be strong enough for them to defeat us, even though they are making it look kind of close with the golden doggy at the back. We're going to continue buffing up the birds of paradise. Buying an avocado is crucial when you have 3 of them. Our silver fox manages to hit 50-50 on this turn, but that is a little bit unfortunate because it will end up being sold eventually. But for now at least it can generate some more gold. And you can see right here, having the power of a 50-50 on your team just basically clear out the entire opponent is extremely powerful. We level up here into an oyster, which is the second best thing we could have found before the bird of paradise. And yeah, now that we have only 2 trophies left to go, I am hard rolling to find my 5 of a kind. We should be able to succeed, especially when we get yet another bird of paradise like that at the almost end of the turn. So yeah, I think we're going to be all good. Second to last battle, another relatively weak looking team, but they do have a level 3 German Shepherd at the back, and that is always scary to see. So hopefully we end up winning regardless. 18 attack picks, but that is still not good enough. We just barely managed to win right there, and I believe this is going to be the final turn. We're going to cycle into the last bird of paradise on this turn. Maybe I was hoping to freeze it for a little bit and hoping to find some oysters to buy sell along the way, but I think I was just happy to buy it right off the bat like I did right here. So yeah, this will be the 5 of a kind for today, and I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, I hope that you like, sub, do all the generic stuff, and I will talk to you next time. Take care.